You're a fucking failure because you're a fucking failure. Engage and record entries on. Now, the entries may be similar to, I'm either aiming for a fair value gap above where market price is if I'm buying. If it reaches up into that imbalance, that's where I'm unloading. Or if I'm bullish, I'm aiming for an old high or relative equal highs, something with buy side above it. I'm aiming for that because that's where the market's going to gravitate to.
All right, boys and girls, good morning. Happy NFP Thursday, everybody. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let freedom ring in the chat, boys and girls. How's everybody feeling today? Like the stream, say what's up in the chat. You guys know the drill. Don't be shy. I don't bite. What's going on? Good morning, Amar. Good morning, XD. Nika, good morning. Ahmad, Kvan Chan, MJ, Ivan, Igor, JT, XP, or TP Tiger, sorry. Nadav, Daybot, Cool Shady. Good morning, Soné. Good morning, Mad Buyer. Nisha, Pear, Mazin, Taka, Al. What's up, Faith? Jorno, good morning. What's up, Flint? What's up, Great Trades? My hairline is clean. Thank you. Good morning, Lawrence, Bill Smoke, Avneet, Amar. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We got market open in just under 1 minute. We'll hop onto the charts here. And obviously, as you guys know, it's NFP day today. A couple other things to note. Day before the 4th of July, and it's a half day today. And we've got 10 a.m. PMI red folder news. So we will see how today goes, boys and girls. It could be a disaster in terms of just price action and price delivery, or it could be the most amazing day we've ever feasted our eyes upon. But we will soon find out here. So as you guys can see, we are getting this pump here. We traded up higher, took out the previous day high with the NFP news. And we still now, market just opened up, are going higher still. So let me see here. I'm going to mark out some stuff. Okay, London low was actually manipulated, leaving Asia lows intact. However, data lows, where's our data candle at? 8:30. Yeah, so 8:30, you're looking at about 864, 863 for your data lows. And yeah, this is obviously just pumping here, so oh boy. We shall see, chat. Obviously being above highs kind of makes me want to see some sort of bearish retracement. Here on the 4-hour, we do have this 4-hour open fair value gap on NASDAQ. It looks like we did trade into it on ES, however. But 4-hour imbalance here, left open. 15, 5. The pump is on, boys and girls. The pump is on. Looking at the poll in the chat. Wow. Most of the chat is bearish today. Who would have thought that, boys and girls? Day before 4th of July, all of a sudden the chat says, you know what, let's be bearish today. 50% of the chat is bearish. What is going on? What is going on, boys? Blew my account shorting USD JPY. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Stockister. Hopefully this will make you feel better.
Boom! 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 Boom!
RIP. RIP. Yeah, I saw the data was positive. A drop shop. Here, let me So yeah, we will see how this shapes up here. Let me jump out. Actually, I mean, I'm just trying to find. Obviously, we're at all-time highs, so you know, for any bulls out there, it's kind of just. I would say, if anything, we're probably relying more so if you're going long, either I guess relying on projection targets or static RRs. Truthfully. That's the only issue about going long at all-time highs is everything is price discovery, and you don't have like any liquidity levels that you can trade into. Turn that down a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, if I'm a bear today, I guess yeah, that hourly fair value gap on the 4-hour chart below these lows, below data low, that's probably my clearest short-term target, if I'm being honest. The question really becomes, does the market have a bearish bone in its body today? Or does the market just keep ripping higher? What does the chat think? We are flipping now a little bit. We're even 40, 45, 46%. Bullish, bearish, even. Tug of war going on right now in the poll. No Viagra higher. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me, in all likelihood, if we do just rip higher. I at least need to see some manipulations lower before looking to do that. To some degree here. To some degree. But bad news, boys. Your boy played like absolute shit on the golf course yesterday. I don't want to talk about it. Beyond that, just know that stop losses were hit. Not actually from trading. Metaphorically speaking, of course. But 5 minutes into the open here, and this is probably the biggest thing to keep in mind, boys and girls, is the 10 a.m. red folder news, by the way. I'm just going to mark out this projection here just to see how price responds once we get into these areas. Almost to 2 standard deviations here of Asia range on NASDAQ. And we'll see. Watch for any SMTs, but nothing right now. Not good. Not good, Jason. Not good. Let's just say I added a solid like 16 strokes to my last outing. SMT with Dow Jones. All right, I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. Judas swing, maybe. That's the hope here. Ona Larona. Ona Larona. It's actually 16 strokes, pal. Somebody went to Matt. Somebody, your Lindstrom, Minnesota is showing. How are you as a golfer when it's going shit? Do you throw the golf club away? I want to. I just use profane language on repeat. My score was 86 last weekend, Jacobs. Not 76. I did grow up with cows, though, technically. Oh yeah, there's a lot of good discounts going on, Sammy. Especially if you're talking in the prop space, there's already some good ones going on. What's up, Melda? Melda, you changed your name. What's going on? Not yet, none yet. Yeah, I went from beating breaking 90 to I had to par the last hole to save breaking 100, and I triple bogeyed, and then I threw my ball into the water. Fuck that ball. This is the ball's fault, not mine. Not gonna lie, boys. I'm a little tempted. We are about to inverse this gap here and potentially get a little change in the state if we can close below. If we can leave, I'm gonna wait on this a little bit. If we can leave an imbalance here and maybe trade back into this level, I might look to short this. I'm not gonna enter right this second, but see if we get this 2-minute close here in 30 seconds as well. Putting the sell limit on here at 963. Oops. I'm going to move the limit down here. Into the 1-minute gap being left. See if we get picked up on this. Nika's already in. What about PMI? I mean, PMI is still 20 minutes away. We did get a small 1-minute SMT with ES. This is part of it as well. We got a wick higher here. Lower high here on NQ. So we do have a tiny little SMT up here in an area that I'm already kind of looking for shorts. Earliest possible entries though, inversion / 1-minute change in the state here, using this as an OB. Let's see if I get picked up or not. Just tap 930 open. Sounds like financial advice to me, drop shop. I'm trying not to chase this. All right. I did get filled on my order here. Stop is 977. New 50-minute candle incoming in 30 seconds. Check ES. Open your eyes, brother. It's on my chart already. No, I don't long at all-time highs. I don't believe in that. Someone had to say it. Well, we're SMTing with NQ here in ES again at the high. So we'll see. I'm definitely in the weaker asset. But yeah, I don't know. I like my stop placement. We're above, obviously, this gap here, this order block, and this inversion. So, I mean, this would be my 3 PD raise failing if my stop were to get hit. Zion says, brother, I think you should wait for an displacement below on higher time frame, then play the internal model to Asia lows. Well, thanks for sharing. All right, Zion, if you said so, I'm going to get out of my trade now. Zion said I shouldn't be in this, so I'm going to get out of my trade now. Oh, shit. I procrastinated, Zion. Now it's going against me again. Oh, fuck. Get the I told you so ready, Zion. Get it ready. Get it warmed up for me, Zion. Actually, Zion, this goes against the rules of the chat. You actually are required to take the trade that I took, Zion. So if you're not in this, and getting stopped out with me, you're actually going to be required to leave. Zion. They didn't tell you, the bouncer didn't tell you that when you showed up? Because he was supposed to. Bro, fucking it. Don't call me. Well, it might be a stop out here, boys and girls. Macro incoming in 2 minutes. Not moving my stop at all. But she might run me out here. I know, Zion. I'm just giving you shit. There's nothing else for me to do, and we're just waiting for a trade to play out. Don't take it personal, Zion. Thanks for sharing, Javi. You know, do you want to know what my model says? I'd say it, but I might get banned on YouTube. My model says, oh, fuck, I'm scared. Until it plays out, of course. But yeah, let's close the poll off here, by the way, boys and girls. A complete even split, bearish and bullish, 44%. 11% believe we'll get chopped. Yeah, looking like a stop out here, most likely. This SMT is not holding. We're still grinding higher. ES is still moving up. Might be a stop here. Yeah, it is. It is a stop, boys and girls. Minus 400. $9.30 opening price tap. Seeing the respect, seeing the hold of this gap here still. And the 5-minute gap. Alrighty. Macro's beginning here. In all likelihood, we'll probably be waiting till after news at this point. We'll see. It just stopped me out. So if this just jumps off of a cliff, if this just jumps off of a cliff instantly after, I'm going to go do the same thing and go find a cliff and jump off it. Play the ICT audio. Good call.
You're going to do it wrong. You're going to have transactions that don't pan out, that are profitable. And it doesn't mean you can't trade. It doesn't mean that your system's flawed. It doesn't mean that you won't eventually become long-term consistent. It just means that individual decision didn't pan out for you. And that's okay. That's one of the main takeaways I want you to understand.
All right. For those of you guys saying that you weren't yet stopped out, how about now? And also, did you get slipped? Oh, no. Oh, no. Shrek. Shrek has entered the chat. Yeah, did you guys get slipped on that? If your stop wasn't hit yet, you might have got slipped there. That was a fast move. That was fast. You forcefully closed it before pump. Nice. Emphasis on the forcefully. Well, chat, we're just going higher. What now? I don't think I have that one, Flint. You gotta wash your ass after every losing trade? Is that like prescription advice? Like I should go do that right now? Slippage saved you? How so? All right. Well, yeah, at this point, it looks like a wait for 10 a.m. news. We're 5 minutes out. 5 minutes out. I wasn't I wasn't really concerned about the news at the point of this setup just because we had like 20 minutes yet. You know, and we could have been all the way back down here towards the data low before the news even. So I wasn't too concerned about it, but at this point, we're just grinding higher. What's gold doing today? Oh. Finally got this retracement on gold. Yeah. What's up, Carlos? Any guess where it tops out today? No fucking clue, honestly. I just projected this. The NFP manipulation, if you want to call it that, even we didn't really get much. We just went straight up, and now we're continuing in that same direction. This is just a bunch of clean equal lows here, so I wasn't going to project from here, but so where it tops out, yeah, I have no idea. Nobody does. All-time high vibes. Yeah, Jacob, went short already. Took an L. First L of the week. It's get even or get even worse time. Bitcoin is 110? No way. Oh my god. Humana. Oh, daddy likey. What is the all-time high right now? Is it 112? Something like that. 112. 112 even. New Bitcoin all-time high on the 4th of July weekend? Oh, could it be? Could it be, chat? Oops. Goslin. Good to see you back, man. Should have listened to Trump Jr. What do you mean? You didn't buy any crypto? Gani says, I see you winning more when you follow the trend, honestly. Just long it. See, that'd be the logic that chat would love. Just yeah, just long. Just long, and then when it reverses, you're an idiot because you longed in a premium. Chat stays undefeated. News in a minute, boys and girls. News in 1 minute. So going into 10 a.m. and, well, pre-market NFP, market open, it's been higher. One-sided up today again for now. You see ES is starting to drop off here a little bit, while NQ is working up. Let's see here. News coming out in less than 30 seconds. Maybe 10 a.m. reversal, yeah. Here's your hourly candle though. Look at that fucking thing. And your 4-hour. Jesus Christ. That's one of the girthiest green candles I've ever seen. I can't believe Ofer Costa was like calling for shorts. That's embarrassing. Javi says, there's nothing bullish here. My model says I should try to pick the top. Javi, I like the way you think. Who wants to sell this rocket ship with me? Who will help me carry the boats? Be honest at least. I know I'm joking as well, Javi, if you couldn't tell. Be honest at least. Don't tell me you don't want to sell, kind of. It's not a good strategy to just feel that and do it, obviously. But I thought perhaps what was that day earlier this week we got the move. I thought maybe there was a chance we'd start to see this all get ran out potentially after Tuesday. You guys remember when we thought that? And then yesterday we got pumpy, and today we stayed pumpy. You guys remember? You were there. Yeah, well, we'll wait for something. I mean, I did tell you guys that if we only got upside offered today in longs, I probably wouldn't be a participant. Without any clear lows taken in manipulation. The only lows that were taken were obviously London. London lows were taken here. You know what's crazy though is yesterday, for those of you guys that were here yesterday and saw the the long that we took. I mean, did you guys see what happened yesterday? Yeah, where is it? We trying to remember where our longs, dude. We longed, or I should say, I longed up in here. Ended up getting stopped in profit, like up 20 points, And then we just went fucking sideways all day. And then our final target, which I believe was, or the target I was using yesterday was this London high. We take it out in Asia. But after the move yesterday, it just chopped and chopped and chopped and went nowhere. Does a repeat today? Pump, stall. Prove it, Chauncey. Prove it. Pump then chop is the right answer. I'm afraid that could very well be the case. Yeah, that is nice, Tega. I mean, dude, portfolios are looking fantastic. Portfolio's looking fantastic. Was green every day this week. If I don't take any more trades today, I'll end up being red today. But we are still green overall, so could be worse. Um, 150K accounts for Tradeify MR. But it really isn't a big difference. It really just comes down to someone texted me the other day on Instagram and asked me about what accounts were better, and I think it just comes down to your budget, to be honest. Like if you're talking the straight to funded. Do portfolios really look fantastic, or are we all just bamboozled by being back at break even? Dude, you know what's crazy? So, you know, like obviously there's some people, we're day traders, so we fucking are on the charts all the time and we see what the market's doing every day. Dude, my dad, for example, he has no fucking clue what's going on, and probably for the better, because he would get really tripped up by all the movements day to day. So he only sees his like statements once a quarter. So if you picture quarter 2 of 2025, guys, we had like a over 20% crash, and then we regained the entire dip in the same quarter to actually be back at new all-time highs. So if you think about that, you would have no fucking, like, technically there'd be a possibility that you would have no clue that a crash even occurred. You just get your statement at the end of quarter 2. You're like, oh, nice, I'm up. Oh, sick, I'm up. Hell yeah. It's literally saw nothing, just oblivious. Just fucking peace of mind. Meanwhile, we're sitting here like, oh my God, the world is ending. Now we're saying the opposite. The market's flying. Absolutely flying. Holy fuck. You know, I do think the frustrating part though for some of us, I mean, I'll speak mostly for myself here. I don't know if you guys agree with this sentiment at all. Seems like some of you agree in the chat. Obviously, some others won't, because you guys always make your opinions based on what the market is already doing. But I think the frustration for some of us is the fact that, like, we keep seeing price doing things like this where it comes down and it will leave. I mean, it has been doing this for weeks and weeks and weeks. Just endlessly putting in like these equal lows, maybe taking out a short-term low or whatever. And then it'll just rally, right? So I think some of us might be getting frustrated because the cleanest deliveries in our mind would be like, oh no, we need to run this out first. And it's just not happening. on repeat. You guys know what I'm saying? Bro, how much more it's gonna push? I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't disagree, Blicky. I don't think that like this week was bad at all. Even like my only loss was today, this short that I took, and I knew that it was a little bit riskier. I mean, you guys saw me pointing out and talking about these gaps in here that we were trading into. I was fading this, especially on the 5-minute. Like I didn't let this 5-minute inverse, and I kind of front ran it, and then obviously we hold and we keep going higher. So. Again, it was an avoidable loss. I won't deny that. I just felt like being a little risky. Didn't pan out for me. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him. Oh, stop loss. Go figure. Yeah, overall, I really can't complain this week too much. I feel like it's been all right. Lost every short position took in the last 2 months. Yeah, most of the shorts I've taken, I've been able to get like a partial TP, and that's it. My final targets usually don't get hit, to be honest. We caught a banger. What day was that short that we caught? We caught a nice short on I guess it was on Wednesday. Wait, hang on. No, Tuesday. Yeah, we caught this short Tuesday. So that was nice. Charlie, don't you dare go anywhere. What's up, Anthony? I'm opening my live account after 2 years of trading. Can't wait to be unrestricted of prop rules. Small account, see if I can slowly run it up. Good luck, Anthony. Good luck. I will say, I don't think the I used to agree that like, oh, the prop rules are the reason that trading can be hard, but I think the only reason people think that is because they view the accounts. I'm not saying you're doing this, Anthony. I'm just speaking in general here because you gave me a good talking point. People always say like, oh, the prop firm rules suck, right? Well, that's because you're looking at the account for not what it actually is. You're looking at a 150K account, thinking it's a 150K account, and then you're saying, oh, I'm crutched by the rule that I can only lose $4,500 or $6,000. And what you actually need to start doing is look at the account for the actual size of margin that you have, right? If it's a 150K account with 4,500 drawdown or 6,000 drawdown, you have a $4,500 account or a $6,000 account, So therefore, the psychology can change a little bit, and you realize that the rules are not the problem, so to speak. So, but good luck, dude. Good luck. What? Well, no, I won't even ask that, but yeah, keep me posted. Hope it goes well, dude. Are you taking a break from prop trading, Anthony, or are you still doing prop as well? This is a fucking insane pump, boys. This is. I mean, if anybody did go long in here, I mean, not saying you couldn't have. I was just I basically came into the day telling myself like, yep. See, like I woke up, saw that we pumped up above some highs, and I'm seeing like all these equal lows down here, with Asia low, the 4-hour gap that was below it, and I kind of sealed my fate for myself coming into the morning. I'm like, I like shorts. So, but this is nuts. What are we up right now? Yeah, we're up 1% on NQ. Nice. And now we're in 2 standard deviations of this leg here, so we'll see. I mean, shit. 10 a.m. is come and gone. 10 a.m. macro is come and gone. Let's face it. At this point, we probably need to accumulate for no less than 15 minutes. Probably more like 40 minutes, 45. Even if price does retrace. So here's my advice. My advice is, how about you boys grab your coffee, kick your shoes off, and get comfy. I'll wait this out. We'll wait till well, we'll see what this hour has in store, and we'll see if maybe 11 a.m. sets anything up. But I mean, yeah, there is just nothing here unless you went long at any point in time, honestly. Terrified, no targets. Yeah, when you're long at these levels, like I said, you either got to use some sort of projections, in my opinion, or just static risk reward. This is where you just bop 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, and you know, leave runners maybe if you want, but you just live on that, man. You just live on that. If I handed you how much profit you're floating in cash, would you take it? If yes, close the position. Jacob says that's terrible advice. Well, I see what you're trying to get at there, Charlie, but technically, wouldn't you be able to say that all the fucking time? Like, whenever any of us are up any amount of money in profit on a trade, if somebody were to hand us that in cash, why would we say, no, I wouldn't take that, actually. No, you gotta give me more. You see the flaw with that? You know. How's my dog doing today? Is he eating steak? What's his name? Jax? Yeah, Jax, J-A-X. He's doing good. Man, he woke up late? What a, yeah. Yeah. What's up, Gym Therapy? Do you only trade NQ? Mainly. Why, is that not good enough for you? You want me to trade something else? Gold doesn't look half bad here to go lower, honestly. I'm not going to take it because I'm late to this. I'm just saying. Let's see if this plays out. We'll set an alert. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. Took one L trying to short this market. Didn't pay off for me. So at this point, it's just, let me look at the 15 right now. 15 hourly. This is pretty pumpy. Pretty pumpy. Right, chat? So I got none. I got none right now, boys and girls. What do you guys want to chat about? Tyler's itching to trade. I'm really not itching to trade right now at this very moment. This is probably, it's either just going to accumulate or it's just going to keep this slow grind higher. It's just going to not stop. And preferably, I'd like to actually see it consolidate and go sideways for a bit. If we're gonna set up anything by 11 a.m., we got to form some structure here. Otherwise, this is just a moonshot. So yeah, you guys let me know what you guys want to chit chat about. We got time to kill. I'm not in anything here. Tyler, do you ever have to shit really bad while streaming? No. Krispy Kreme donuts. Never had one in my life, Nika. It's GG's for the week, says Ona Larona. All right, GG's, dude. For Tradeify's trade to fund it, is it a minimum of 20% to receive first payout? Is it a minimum of 20% to receive the first payout? The 20% is the consistency rule, stock ISTR. So 20% of your profit cannot come from one singular day, over 20%. As you were learning to trade, did you do anything to help you maintain focus and not chase trades? Payush, while I was learning to trade, I would say no. In fact, I would just allow myself to chase and to do all the silly things that we all talk about all the time. And after I did it long enough, I lost enough, and I said, I got to stop doing this. Otherwise, I might end up actually in a cardboard box under a bridge somewhere. And it won't be good. I don't know if you guys know this, but the women aren't fond of guys that live in cardboard boxes under the bridge. I don't know if you know that. But in case you didn't know, now you know. So don't say I wasn't looking out for you. Don't say I wasn't looking out for you. But yeah, no, there wasn't really anything that I did in the beginning when I was learning. I allowed myself to fuck up a whole hell of a lot, and literally just after doing it long enough, I decided that I should stop. And I would say the one thing that did help eventually, Payush, I did implement some rules that I did have to strictly follow. For example, I used to have a rule that I'd only trade one trade a day, and that's it. Like literally whatever happened. Didn't matter to me. Win, lose, or draw. One trade, that's it. Because I had a really bad problem with overtrading, which I imagine some of you guys do as well. Like I'd be up on my phone checking charts during London, Asia, pre-market, New York session, PMs. I mean, I was just fucking nonstop on charts. And I always just felt like I had to be in a trade. So I had to put rules in place like that. I can only risk X amount per trade, and I'm only going to trade one trade a day. Right? And then like as time goes on, it just helped me kind of gain some consistency. Right? And then you can build off that as you go. But you got to find ways. It's like just guardrails in bowling or like training wheels on a bike. You got to find a way to like keep yourself on the bike and not keep fucking wiping out. And then once you learn to ride a little bit, pause. Once you learn to ride a little bit, then you know what I mean? You can take it to the next level. You do tricks on it. You know what I mean? Doing anything for the 4th of July? Yeah, hopefully maybe get another round of golf in. Hopefully redeem myself for yesterday. Yesterday was pretty piss poor. And then, yeah, might find myself near a body of water. And then, you know, maybe take in some fireworks. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, let me know what you guys got planned for the 4th. World politics? Yeah, we could talk world politics. We do that quite a bit. We piss some people off, and some people love it. When's the next gold sesh? Oh, golf sesh. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. You like Google, Tesla, or Nvidia better for long-term investing? All the above. Probably though Nvidia. Honestly, guys, where do you guys stand with Tesla? Are you a little nervous with Tesla in him beefing with Trump? I just don't think this looks good. Like if you're a Tesla, like a big time Tesla investor, I just feel like you got to be getting nervous because they're talking about or Trump's threatening no more subsidies and potential deportation of Elon Musk. I mean, it's just fucking like what's going on? I just feel like that can't be, you know, it doesn't seem great. It's impossible to not feel emotions. Agreed. I did see that, Jorno. Yes. I talked to Brett Simba on the phone the next day. So it was as I kind of expected. That wasn't like the only thing, by the way. That was just like essentially him talking shit that day was like the final straw. And so he didn't even cut him. He basically just said, dude, can you please stop fucking talking shit? Like, Jesus Christ. And then Whelan basically, you know, fires back as he does. And I mean, it is what it is, but it is what it is. I guess I got nothing else to say about it. Hang on. Let me see here. Tyler, are you good at riding? Depends who's at. No, I'm just kidding. Just go short and it will go down, no? Well, that's what I thought earlier, and it wasn't the case. Do you cut down risk per trade after a losing streak? If I'm getting fucked, I definitely start sizing down, yeah. Just until I can get back. Like, I gotta start getting back on side, you know? Because it is sometimes possible that sometimes you're just not seeing shit straight. Like, for whatever reason, you're missing shit. And let's face it, sometimes you're just not on your A game. And it's really tough to be, you know, oversized when you're not performing to the best of your ability. You get consistent profits on your one trade a day rule. Yeah, what I found though, Nins, and that's why I eventually added to it, because I would find sometimes where, you know, maybe I would get on a trade early and I'd maybe get ran out, and then so then I changed the rule to 2 trades a day. Right? I would lower my risk per trade, and then I would go to 2 trades a day, where if I got my one trade was a nice winner and I got the move that I had framed up, I'm still done for the day. Like, if I got 1 winning trade, I was done. But I'd allow myself to take 2 trades. And sometimes what would happen is it would allow me to, like, I would take that first loss maybe, and then that second trade would make the loss back with profit, because obviously the risk reward would be better. But yeah, I mean, the consistency comes with doing shit like that. Like, you guys hear all the time, people say less is more. Less trading is better than more trading. Obviously, like, that's such a cliche thing to say, but it's true, and it just like forces you to be consistent with something, you know. It's not like it's a magic pill or anything, but part of it is when you know that you got a limited amount of bullets in the chamber, you're going to be really picky with the trades you take, so you'll probably actually take better trades. And then 2, it just prevents you from, again, going off the rails. But it's still like, you still got to follow it at the end of the day. Just because you tell yourself, I'm only going to take 1 trade a day or 2 trades a day, doesn't mean you will. Sometimes you still break those rules. So your ability to actually follow the rules, you got to be able to follow your rules if you're going to make them. Elon's trouble because he's doing too much in his enemy year. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. What do you guys feel about Thomas Massey? Guy hasn't taken a single dime from APAC, and he said he wouldn't give him a single dime. He might have my vote already. Did I pay for ICT's mentorship? Honestly, if I would have known about it back when I first started trading, I probably would have. But no, I did not. Maybe I would have. Maybe I would. I don't know. It depends. It depends how much it was. Wasn't he charging like $5 grand or something? I heard that's what it was. Maybe it was more. I'm not sure how much his mentorship was back in the day. We are taught that more is more in life, like working hours and skills and whatnot. That's why it's hard to understand. That's a good point, Blicky Trades. We are taught that. Yeah. I don't even know. Mechanical trader, thousands. I'll put it this way, mechanical trader. If I was trading prop from the beginning instead of like live funds, I say this all the time. This is why like people complain about props. It is what it is. You can complain all you want, but the reality is you're going to save, like as a newer trader, you will save money. Like we could all probably safely assume that a new trader will lose money for 2 or 3 years before they figure it out. You're going to lose far less money, in my opinion, turning and burning evals, funded accounts, than live accounts. So I always say that, you know, if props were more popular back when I started and I was trading more props, I would have not lost as much money. I would have saved a lot of money, honestly. What's up, J Mark? Took the first 5-minute fair value gap at 10 a.m. Took the first 5-minute FEG at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. What? Oh, here? I'm confused. 5-minute FEG, or did you mean here? This is 9:40. I tried fading this. You know, it's crazy though. If I would have taken my initial the initial setup entry. So we had an SMT here. Hang on. We had an SMT here. And if, you know, if I would have just hopped in here off this order block on the 9:39 a.m. candle, I can't say for certain what I would have done, but I would not have been surprised if I would have went break even at 9:30 open. That's up 32 points. I probably would have, but I would have been targeting lower, so I would have got stopped at break even, so it wouldn't have mattered. But hindsight's 2020. What would you say to a trader who is about to quit? Well, I can go 2 ways with this answer. One of them you might not like, and the other one is fluffy motivational chat. I'm going to safely assume that you've heard enough motivation in your life at this point. So, you know what? I'm going to go with the answer you probably don't want to hear. Get your notebook ready. If you think that listen, I'll say this in pretext. It's okay to want to feel like quitting sometimes because you get upset, you get frustrated. You say like, I think about quitting, but you really don't mean it. That's one thing, right? You're just venting. But if you're legitimately, and this goes for anything, not just trading, but in the context of trading especially, if you want to quit, fucking quit. You know, no one's forcing you to trade. If you want to quit, if you don't want it bad enough, just quit. Because it's not like the pain of trading never stops. Even when you become profitable and you're getting payouts on a somewhat consistent basis, you still have the moments of despair. So basically, I guess the moral of the story with that is you kind of have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, don't you? And I'm not gonna lie, some people I genuinely just don't think some people are meant for trading. It is there's a reason it's the hardest easy money you'll ever make. And I do believe, however, so if you want some a little motivation behind the answer, I do believe that your pain will be rewarded if you stick it out. If you stick it out, you stay the course. The problem is most people are looking for a guarantee. They're looking for a deadline. I need to be profitable by this amount of time, right? I need to be able to, if I'm going to do this, I need to know that I'm going to make money. Guess what, pal? That's not how it works. There's zero guarantee at all because you're the guarantee. If you don't fix your shit, you ain't gonna ever make money. That's the facts. It's never gonna work ever. So I guess how much do you trust yourself at the end of the day? If you're willing to trust, if you can trust yourself and you're willing to bet on yourself, trading will work for you and you'll figure it out. If you can't trust yourself, you're fucked. And I don't know how to say it any more plainly and more honest than that. You're never gonna catch me sitting here saying, "Oh, don't quit, chat. Never quit." You're never gonna hear me telling brand new people to get into trading either, because it's tough. Most people are gonna lose their ass, and most people can't handle it. So that's just the honest truth. Do you think shorts are still a possibility? Anything's possible. I have a question. Where do you place your TP with all-time highs? Either static risk to reward, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Floris. Here's your options. Static risk to reward, full in, full out. Use projections. Identify the manipulation before the move and project it out. Use, again, either the -1 to 1.5, 2 to 2.5. And if you want, you can leave runners, right? But it's all price discovery. So, and you could also use time stops. Like, these are where all the other tools in the toolbox come into play. It's not just about targeting a low or a high. All the other tools come into work. And it's kind of fun, ain't it? Ain't it kind of fun sometimes? Like, you know what? I like that there isn't a low or a high. Well, I guess in this case it would just be a high at all-time highs. But I like the fact that there isn't a high, right? Because, you know, it's an adventure, and I get to try something else. Time stop, static risk to reward stop, trail and stop, whatever. Doesn't that sound fun? How much money do you put in per trade? I mean, it really just depends on the trade. E-girl Tal. Blicky says, the pain never leaves. For example, I made 5 figures in May for the first time ever. Then come June, worst month I've ever had. Stepped back to paper trading until I figured my shit out. See? Yeah. Like I tell you guys, profitability is not something that you have and then you never lose. Profitability is something that you could have it. You could have it for a whole year and then lose it the next year. Like, it's a never-ending, constant journey, for lack of a better word. But how long did it take you to become profitable? I see concepts. I'm truly a beast at narrative and am still improving every single day, but I stumble a lot with handling and taking trades at the, you know what's funny? I would say my turn to like finding consistency and some level of profitability actually came prior to ICT concepts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had success with other strategies that ICT traders would shit on, but I also really had a problem with my own psychology at the time. So that was probably my biggest hindrance. But I would say when I started trading like supply and demand, which in my opinion, supply and demand is extremely close to a lot of ICT logic. But essentially you're just using order blocks, right? You're trying to identify the order blocks that took out, you know, points of interest, and then waiting for price to retrace back into that order block. And you're getting great risk rewards, setting limit orders. If you are wrong, your limits just get, I mean, your stops get blown out so fucking fast. It's like they're painless losses. I'll say that, because they're over pretty quickly. But then when I guess when I started incorporating, to your question, I started incorporating like all the ICT logic. I mean, there's a little adjusting period. I don't know. I would guess 6-9 months maybe. I don't know. I didn't time it, but I would say when I started viewing the market via manipulation, power of 3, and just understanding that the market is moving in a way to create max pain for the most people, that was when things from a technical standpoint kind of started to click for me. Like I said earlier this week, there isn't really an aha moment in trading in terms of technicals, but if I had to pinpoint anything that I guess did help me in terms of what I'm looking for, it would be that. Right? Like if you can identify the manipulation, you're going to find yourself on the right side of price most of the time. Right? If you can identify that correctly. I agree, Carlos. I agree. I can't say that too loud because if ICT's in here watching and he hears us say that, he's gonna get fucking pissed. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Blicky. Don't think it's because of the system. I think it's because of the trader psychology. June was so fried with pressure and overthinking. Yeah. Are you looking for shorts if a setup shows? I'll tell you what I'm not looking for. A long right here. So yeah, I would say so. We're just stalling at this point, boys. I mean, we kind of talked about it was probably going to chop for at least probably 40-45 minutes to get to 11 a.m. It is early close today, so you know, if we set up something here at 11 a.m. and can catch it, great. And if we don't, we don't. If we just go sideways or don't really set up anything that I like, or we just keep kind of drifting higher, well, I'll probably just pack it in for the weekend. I really would hate to force something that's not there right before going into a long weekend. Because at this point, we're still booking green for the week. Green Monday through Wednesday, and one small loss today. So far. Like I said before, it's get even or get even worse time. All right, peace out, Blicky. You afraid of ICT? Dude, I'm terrified of ICT. No, I'm not scared of ICT, but I just thought it was crazy timing, the fact that the one time he's in my chat, I just happened to be criticizing him for some of the things that he gets criticized for. The Robbins Cup, you know, I forget even what else we were saying, but I think it was mainly based around the Robbins Cup and how he says one thing and does another and doesn't take accountability for it, and he got mad at me. I think. I would assume so, but you know, it happens. Biggest hurdle lately is restraining from taking 5 minis for a couple points, quick in and out. My biggest hurdle lately is restraining from taking 5 minis for a couple points, quick in and out. What? Laying trades, are you saying like are you saying that in the sense of like you're kind of gambling with that? Like you're just like, all right, let's just see what happens. So you just hop in and out and you're just securing profit instantly with a little move. I mean, yeah, a couple points. Holy shit. What do I think about the orb strat? I mean, I think it works when you're in expansion markets. If you're in a seek and destroy condition, you're fucked. But when markets are moving one-sided, one direction, it's good. Super gambling for $500 a day, making that with 5 minutes is only a couple points. You literally have time to literal top or bottom. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've done that with evals for fun, I guess. You know, seek and destroy days, buying lows and selling highs. Stormal Crypto says, "What are we thinking? I'm up a lot on NQ right now." I would say mission accomplished. Might be a day over for you, Stormal Crypto. I'm thinking just wait for now. We are going sideways and accumulating at the moment. Obviously, I'm open to another attempt for lower. Some of you guys probably cringe at me saying that because you're just like, he's gonna short again? Maybe I fucking will. What's it to you? But yeah, at this point, I would say what I'm anticipating as a possibility, at least, would be here's your New York AM session. We see this pretty often where 11 a.m. rolls around. We trade higher one more time, take out the AM session high, and then a reversal will take place a lot of the times. So that's kind of something in my head that I'm just waiting on as a possibility. But we got 15 minutes until 11 a.m. And yeah, if this plays out similar to yesterday, this is what we did. This is what we did all yesterday in the PM session and lunch. After we pumped in AM, we just went nowhere. So it really just depends how much they're going to move this before we early close today. You catch the first retrace? You talking this? This is actually where I tried shorting, yeah. That is actually how TBM trades, yeah. Hyper scalping. Getting vaulted. Yeah, he might take me off the wheel. ICT goons? Wouldn't that be us? Or is that something different? Or are you talking about the people that gooned ICT? Well, while we wait. Bless you. Oh my God. So OPEC on Sunday. We got no news Monday. No news Tuesday. And no news Friday next week. FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. Oh my God. CPI is not till the following week. Let's check the earnings calendar. Really? Ah, okay. I was gonna say, we gotta have earnings eventually. What the fuck? All right, guys. Macro in a minute. We'll watch this price action for another 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. See if there's anything left. If there's any hope left. I believe market closes at 1 p.m. today. Yeah, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, I just don't understand Legacy. Do I agree with Trump deporting Elon? I don't understand what the fuck is going on, to be honest. Now we're deporting him? Is he not an American citizen? I'm confused. I know he's like, isn't he from South Africa or something? But does he not have an American citizenship? I don't get that. ICT in says, can we go short? You can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever makes you happy inside. What's up, Sesto? I did take one trade today. I tried shorting this move here. And was trying to go for equal like Asia lows, data low here at 830 from NFP. And she went higher. So yeah, might bank my only red day for the week. Now we're just chilling. Macro has begun, but still not really displacing anywhere. You know, yeah, you kind of have to. Here's the thing with the world politics, boys and girls. We can obviously have our speculations as to why things are the way that they are. And believe me, I'm as guilty of it as the next person. But at the end of the day, you still have to submit to the fact that like none of us are privy to like all the information and all the details. Like none of us know exactly what's all going on behind the curtain. And perhaps a lot of our speculation and opinions would change if we did. So you always have to take all these opinions and give your opinions with a grain of salt. Just like trading. None of us know 100% what's going to happen. But we can make educated guesses. So you're not in shorts? I'm not in anything at the moment. I'm wearing shorts right now. If that counts. No, Carlos, I'm not planning to trade tomorrow. Cool Shady, like the projection that I would have used today, like I said, usually, I mean, you want to find a clear manipulation. And to me, the clearest manipulation based on this move, obviously this is a little bit of hindsight for today's trade, but was this. So I'm projecting out this. And you can see we basically rally all the way up into 2 to 2.5, and now we're going sideways. But Yeah, all I do is I find the manipulation and I project it out. The reason I say this one wasn't like super clear is because we didn't like, generally what it would look like would be a low, right? Rating the liquidity. And then you're projecting that. So let's see. Just going off today's sessions. Like if we were to just use London, I guess. Yeah. Even if you use London this low to the London high, project this out, we're also in 2 to 2.5 of this. So a lot of overlap here. Peace out, Carlos, man. Enjoy your weekend. Five minutes, guys, till the top of the hour. I think the trade that makes the most sense in my head would be, you know, if we get the short, possibly after taking out the AM session highs. Otherwise, that's really all I could frame up. I guess, like, you know, if you got a deeper retracement here prior to 11 a.m., that it could have maybe made sense to go long. You know, if we got, if think of yesterday's manipulation that we got before we ended up attempting those longs later in the morning. Over here. Clear manipulation down into a 5-minute gap, and then we played this for higher. Trailed out 20 points in profit, but Bearish says, happy 4th, guys. Gonna go rip some White Claws. Attaboy, Bearish. Get after it, Bearish. Enjoy your weekend. Can I explain the fib tool, Moncairo? Well, if you want the settings, I guess. This is just like my standard fib. 50%, 618, 705, 786. And then for standard deviation projections, I'm using -1 and -1.5, -2, -2.5, -3, and -4. So it's a measured move, right? You're measuring out a range and then it's being projected out. So this is this range times 1 this way, times 2, times 3, times 4. You feel me? Yeah, still got him, Payush. Still haven't touched him. Still haven't touched him. Still got him. Golf and would be like great trades. I do make memes. Well, not really. I play memes.
Nice. Stop it. Get some help.
Doing?
Hmm?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
That is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Shut up, bitch!
All right. Okay. 11 a.m. here. Let's watch this for another 5 minutes or so. 5-10 minutes. If we don't go anywhere, we don't go anywhere, but thank you, Great Trades. May you ask how old I am? Sure, you could ask that. Yeah. Let's just say I'm old enough to not get drafted for World War III. I'm not 40, no. But you could imagine if I was. You guys really don't remember? I've told you guys the year I was born. I'm not 30 yet. See, VS remembers. I'm a 95 baby. We got some 90s babies in the chat. Is anybody's in the chat birthday 9/11? What are the odds? Rashid's birthday is on 9/11. But I'm talking like 2001. 9/11 2001. You were born the same day that the planes hit the building. What's real quick while we wait. We're stalling here for another 10 minutes, boys and girls. Let's see if this AM session high can get swept, and then we'll see if a reversal can maybe happen. But in the meantime, what is your guys' favorite? What is your favorite conspiracy in the sense of like you would die defending this conspiracy is true? Huh? What is it? Like, it absolutely happened. You'd bet your fucking life on it. Dude, what's crazy is I was in, I think I was in kindergarten. And keep in mind, this was September 11th. You got to remember, school just started. I remember it's like my first week going into class. And it was like the day just began. And they were like, all right, guys, we're sending you all home. So I went home. I watched SpongeBob. I don't even know. I probably drank some Mountain Dew. All I remember is it was a fucking good day for me. Got to go home from school early, eat snacks, watch SpongeBob. And then later I kind of realized like, oh fuck, yeah, huh. Some buildings blew up. That sucks. RIP. Not to make light of the situation, I'm just saying. I do remember where I was. I walked into Mrs. Gear's class. She did have a TV like in the corner, and I think it was on. Unless I'm just like making that up in my head. Maybe I'm making that up in my head. Maybe that didn't actually happen. But for some reason, I feel like she had a TV on in the corner that had it on the news. And she was like freaking out, all in a panic. And then they were sending us home from school. That's my version of the truth, at least. Osama was paid. No moon landing. Oh, yeah, the moon landing. We never made it out. We never went to the moon, did we? Yeah, the O.J. Simpson, I was thinking of The Simpsons. I was thinking of how The Simpsons, like, cartoon or whatever, seems to, like, call all of these events. That's pretty weird. But O.J. Simpson's didn't do it. We are all gods on the face of the earth. Well, I think we were all created in the image of God. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say we are gods. Yeah, you got the dancing Israelis, MD on the roof. Happen to have connections to Mossad intelligence. Very interesting stuff. No moon landing is crazy. What the fuck? What conspiracy? What conspiracy? That's what makes them a conspiracy. You know what's crazy is like a lot of these conspiracies have been proven true. We're just not gonna get the. You guys ever see that video of that guy that has the Bible and he confronts Neil Armstrong, and he goes, "If you actually went to the moon, I need you to put your hand on the Bible and swear on it," and he wouldn't do it. Like, why would you not do that if you actually went to the moon? It's like me. I remember I sent homeschool stuff in the news. Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? Nickelodeon for sure. Yo, Lang Trades, that's an interesting one too. Yes. And did you guys see, there was a guy that actually blew up on TikTok. I haven't seen his, I mean, I saw his videos just when he went viral initially, but he's like he like works at graveyards and cemeteries. And that's what he was saying, was that they don't actually bury the bodies. They just like sell the plots of land on repeat, essentially. So I don't know, like what did they do with the bodies? And do they just burn them? You would think, right? Interesting stuff. My birthday is in October, MT. It definitely seems like Israel may have killed JFK because he didn't want them to have a nuke, and then they got one shortly thereafter. I think within a year. Very interesting stuff there as well, as I am. Wasn't one of the astronauts also denying the moon landing? Yeah. Probably. I don't know if I'm such a conspiracy theorist that I believe that the Earth is flat, though. I could be convinced. But I'd probably have to see it myself. From outside the... You know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't say that. And the other thing that's weird, like all the conspiracies have to be rooted in some sort of logic. Like the people that are like, oh, we got reptilians controlling our government. There's like reptilians or not humans controlling like the global powers that be. I don't think I'm that far. My tinfoil hat isn't cutting the circulation off quite that much. It still needs to be rooted in logic, in reality. JFK, the only one with no picture at the famous wall. God, that damn wall. Are you religious? Well, I would say, I mean, I'm born and raised confirmed Catholic. So I would say yes. Do I always practice it as closely as I should? Probably not. Yeah, I don't know where I stand on the whole chemtrail thing. Here's what doesn't make sense to me with that type of stuff. people always say like, oh, our government is poisoning us, right? They're doing this or doing that. The chemtrails, they're poisoning all these things. And I'm just like, well, wouldn't they also indirectly be poisoning themselves then if that's the case? I mean, do they not breathe the same air that we breathe? So it just seems like that'd be a conflict of interest there a little bit. But you know what else I think? I don't know if this is considered a conspiracy or not. But I strongly believe that there's, in all likelihood, probably a found cure for cancer. But I just believe that there's such a profit margin with treating people with illness versus curing them that it'll never get, you know what I mean? It'll always be kept a secret, which is unfortunate. But or what's another one that's interesting? The whole like water powered car thing. The scientist was killed and then like all of his research was destroyed. There's so many good ones out there. Yes, great trades. Isn't that interesting? We actually speed up our aging of our bodies by eating more. The only thing that is like truly anti-aging is fasting, which is interesting. If that were the case, I don't think super wealthy people like Steve Jobs would have died of cancer. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, man. I think it's absolutely logical though to just say like, obviously money makes the world go round, both from the political standpoint and even from private business endeavors or whatever you're talking about. But money makes the world go round. So what is the industry of pharmaceuticals? I don't even know. Is it a $1 trillion industry? Probably. Yeah. In 2024, the pharmaceutical industry was $1.7 trillion. Projections indicate continued growth, with estimates reaching damn near $3 trillion per year by 2033. Bro, it's such a racket. You know what I mean? Like, of course they don't want, it's a business for them. They don't want their profit margins to go down. So why would it be in their best interest to just cure these people? You see what I'm saying? That is also correct, real estate investment broker. Yep, that's the pros and the cons. You ain't gonna maintain too much muscle if you ain't eating. Yeah. Do I own Bitcoin? I do. I do Legacy Chronicles. I have Bitcoin. I have a fair amount of cryptos. Well, this watch list right here is basically what I'm holding currently. This bottom one is not actually mine. A buddy of mine has this, and we like to take fun jabs at each other when all of our crypto either goes up or down. So I just watch it for that reason. But otherwise, yeah, these are all the coins I currently have: Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Solana, FET AI, Cardano, AMP. You know what's crazy is essentially I had like 3 or 4 Bitcoin, maybe even 5. I don't even know. I had a lot of Bitcoin. Well, a lot of Bitcoin relative to like for what price is at currently today. Yeah, I had a good amount of Bitcoin. And what I did was I diversified all my extra Bitcoin into these other coins. And I have one full Bitcoin that I'm just probably never going to sell. Would you let me in your paid mentorship for free if I said it was promised to me by God thousands of years ago? I don't know, man. Did I kick you out of my first 109 paid memberships? That's the question. That's funny. One meal a day is the truth and the light. That is the regimen that I'm on right now. I do snack though. I love me some snacks. So I don't know if that counts. What's up, Callie? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, but it is 11:15 a.m. here now, boys and girls. Market closes here in 2 hours. Just under 2 hours. And I would say, yeah, guys, if you guys caught longs today, that was the move. So there you go. Congrats if you did. Only red day of the week for me was today. One attempt going short, and then that was it. We just face melting rip higher. Still green on the week, so it is what it is. We'll take it like a champ and we'll move on. Bank holiday tomorrow, obviously 4th of July. For those of you guys that are celebrating this weekend, not congratulations. Have fun. Be safe. And don't do anything I wouldn't do, boys and girls. Don't get in any trouble. We'll be back next week. And yeah, we'll probably be streaming every single day. I'm not sure what next week will look like, obviously early on. Yeah, I mean, Red Folder News not till Wednesday, and it's FOMC meeting minutes in the afternoon. So, you know, might have to proceed with caution at the early part of next week. And, you know, see how everything yeah, Callie, it feels like when someone says enjoy your whatever, and then you say, you too. Me too. Yeah, guys, enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Go enjoy some fireworks. Celebrate the independence of the great nation of the United States of fucking America, boys and girls. USA in the chat, boys and girls. USA in the mother loving chat. Enjoy the long weekend. Enjoy the holiday. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracement to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money, he's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. Dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. With the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.